So in this match we've got Siniakova and Martic. This is another second round match from a few days back. So again we're laying at the end of the first set, and here, as you can see, I've got it on a time lapse, so it's moving pretty quickly, but I have essentially got on a £25 bet on for, well, I've basically laid Siniakova for £25, 13.75 liability. Now what I've done here, as you can see, at the end of the first set, the starting odds for the beginning of the second set were actually quite high. I mean, if I've laid it at the end of the second set, then the starting odds are going to be around about 1.5, 1.55, as you can see on the screen. So what I've done here is I've adjusted my stake accordingly. So from my previous videos, and you know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you probably would have seen that typically speaking, I generally like to lay for £100 stake. But when the odds are a bit higher than, I suppose I'd say 1.3, I then look to lay for a little bit less, because I want to make sure my liability doesn't get too high. And I find that if I lay lower than 1.3, then I know that my liability is not going to be any higher than £30. But then if I was laying at 1.5 and I was trying to do £100, my liability would be much more. So I try to keep the liability lower, as sort of within the sort of scheme of what I want it to be. And as a result, if I'm laying a little bit higher on, or higher up I should say, then I'll reduce the stake accordingly. Anyways, be sure to make sure that you watch the rest of the series, because once I've wrapped it up, which to be honest I have completed my 30 trades now, it's just a case of me getting these videos out to you all. But once I've done that, I'm going to give you all the results. So I'm going to show you basically what's happened over the 30 trades. I've done some analysis on it already. I haven't completed my analysis on the 30 trades, but I have done some analysis on it already, and I can see some really interesting things that are happening when I trade. Specifically, so I don't want to spoil the surprise. You will need to watch the rest of the videos to see exactly what I'm talking about, but let's just say I know what my strike rates are dependent upon the odds of which I lay. So anyways, moving back onto the video, we're still on the Siniakova Martic match. I believe this is my I think it's my fourth trade. Again, I will list all of the trades I've done in order. I didn't get to record every single trade that I did, so you won't get to see all of the videos, but I have the information and I will post it so that you can see exactly how each trade has gone. So I think this, if we've moved on now, we're looking at Greek Sport and Davidovich Fekina. And you can see I've already done the majority of my work in this trade. I've literally, I think I'm at this point, I'm just trying to hedge over as little bits onto Fekina, but I've basically guaranteed myself at least £20 on this trade. Now you can see I've laid at 1.14 with £100, and I've managed to get 62.50 of it out at 1.55. These are average odds. I think a little bit later on you'll get to see the breakdown. Here we go. There's the breakdown of each of the individual back trades that I did to get myself into the position that you can see on the screen. But overall, it was 1.58, 68.75 backed against against £100 on 1.14 for the lay. Moving on very swiftly, the next one we have here is for Nini and Popperin, and I've gone in with the same approach here of laying at the end of the first set, and as you can see the odds are a little bit higher, 1.28, so I've only gone in with a half stake, if you will. I've only laid for £50 as opposed to 100, and the reason for that is, like I've just sort of mentioned, when the odds are sort of over 1.2, over 1.3, I sort of look to try and get the best average average odds possible. So that may involve me splitting up my stake, as you can see on the screen, or trying to get the £100 in, but in the best possible way. So I might do 50 at 128, 25 at 12, 25 at 13, and try and get it in with the best average odds that way. But this particular match, not only was I a little bit hesitant with it, with the odds being 1.2 at the start of the second set, I think I have a feeling I wanted 1.2, but I didn't get matched for it. Anyways, you can see on the screen, we're in a position here where we're almost at the point where we can cash out for a 1-to-1 ratio. I think we got as high as £11 there. I didn't take it. We're now at 5-all in the first set. We still have some green available to us, but you can see that the odds on Fanini are dropping, and the value that's open and available to me is also dropping. Now, if I had the graph, if I have a picture of the graph, I will insert it here. If you can't see the graph right now, that means I didn't have a picture of it. But if I had the graph, and if I have inserted it, you'll be looking at it now and you'll be able to see that essentially Fognini, no one is backing him anymore. His price is dropping, and I should have cashed out. I didn't. As you can see now, his odds have continued to drop, and we're in a position now where we're he's lost the second set, and we're not in a very good position here. So I've cashed out, as you can see, and this is my first losing trade.
So mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough.